Senator Ndume accuses Tinubu government of lack of accountability, poor management of 13 trillion naira loans. Senator Ali Ndume, APC Borno South, has raised serious concerns over the Tinubu administration's borrowing practices, claiming over 13 trillion naira, approximately $9.45 billion, has been borrowed since June 2023 without Senate approval. He stressed he isn't against borrowing itself, but criticized the lack of transparency and the absence of tangible infrastructure projects tied to the loans. Ndume cited several loans, including $500 million for women's programs June 2023, $800 million to cushion fuel subsidy removal effects, $700 million for adolescent girls empowerment September 2023, $750 million for renewable energy scale-up December 2023, $1.5 billion for economic transformation reforms June 2024, $750 million to stabilize the economy and aid the poor. He questioned the visibility and impact of these programs, noting a lack of accountability and tangible outcomes. Meanwhile, Nigeria's public debt rose to 142.32 trillion naira, 51.29% of GDP by September 2024, still below the 70% threshold but concerning due to rapid growth and poor spending justification. Debt servicing costs also spiked to 2.199 trillion naira in fourth quarter of 2024, exceeding both budget estimates and previous quarters. Ndume warned that borrowing for intangible programs without oversight risks burdening future generations with long-term debt for unclear benefits. Join Nigerian army and be killed cheaply by northern terrorists, IPOB warns Southeast youths. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has issued a warning to Igbo youths, advising them not to join the Nigerian Army's latest recruitment drive. In a statement, IPOB alleged that the Nigerian government uses Igbo soldiers as expendable assets in conflicts, particularly in the north, against terrorist groups like Boko Haram. The group cited poor conditions, lack of equipment, and ethnic bias in the military, claiming many Igbo soldiers have died or gone missing under suspicious circumstances. IPOB also linked the recruitment to international interests, suggesting Nigerian crews may be used as proxies in West African conflicts. Instead of enlisting, IPOB urged Igbo youth to focus on farming and local development. The statement reflects ongoing tensions between IPOB and the Nigerian government over military involvement, ethnic treatment, and national loyalty. Labour Party's NEC backs Julius Abure, vows sanctions for Peter Obi, Otti. The National Executive Council (NEC) of the Labour Party (LP) has reaffirmed its confidence in the party's National Working Committee (NWC) led by Julius Abure, whose leadership was upheld by the Supreme Court as internal party matters are not under judicial purview. At a meeting in Abuja, the NEC also reaffirmed the legitimacy of the March 2024 Nnewi National Convention that elected the current NWC. The NEC accused Abia State Governor Alex Otti of anti-party activities, including backing another party in local elections and attempting to factionalize LP leadership. The party warned that it may discipline Otti and even its 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi if they undermine party unity. The NEC also condemned the actions of LP House of Reps caucus leader Victor Ogene, replacing him with Ben Etanabene. Chairperson Julius Abure said the party aims to resolve internal issues ahead of 2025 Anambra governorship election and is open to coalitions that promote good governance but will not tolerate divisive actions. Defense Headquarters military operation led to ex-NYSC DG's release. Ransom payment claim misleading. The Defense Headquarters DHQ has denied claims that military generals contributed ransom to secure the release of Maharaj Uthiga, a former Director General of the National Youth Service Corps (NYSC). A retired Brigadier General had earlier suggested that his colleagues helped pay the ransom. Siga, who was abducted by suspected bandits on February 5th, was released after spending 56 days in captivity. The Defense Headquarters, through its Director of Defense Information, Tukur Gusau, refuted these claims, emphasizing that the military's Operation Fansanyama conducted a search and rescue mission to free Thiga. This operation targeted bandit hideouts in Zamfara, leading to his release. The statement criticized the ransom claim as misleading and undermining the military's efforts to combat terrorism and banditry in the Northwest. The military's combined air and ground operations pressured the criminals and led to the release of Siga and others. Remi Tinubu donates 1 billion naira to fight cervical cancer. Oluremi Tinubu, Nigerian's First Lady, has donated 1 billion naira to support the national fight against cervical cancer. During a meeting with the National Task Force on Cervical Cancer led by the Minister of State for Health, Isiaq Salako, she emphasized the importance of seeking help for those suffering from the disease. She endorsed the task force's approach: test, screen, vaccinate and treat, and highlighted that a nation's wealth is meaningless if its population is sick. Salako expressed gratitude for Tinubu's support, which contributed to vaccinating 12 million girls against HPV, with a goal to immunize 6 million more this year. Isaac Adewale, chair of the task force, praised her leadership and commitment, noting that her support could help reach the target of vaccinating 8 million girls annually, aiming for cervical cancer elimination by 2030. Bruce Walter Molumbu also urged Tinubu to lead the campaign, affirming that every woman and child has the right to live. Boko Haram, Borno is losing ground, says Govt Zulum. Governor Babagana Zulum of Borno State expressed concerns over the recent increase in Boko Haram attacks and kidnappings in the region. He highlighted that this ongoing onslaught, including the dislodgement of military formations in areas like Wajirku, Sabongeri, and Gambu Ngala, signal a deterioration in security. Despite the Borno government's support for the military and the relative peace in recent years, Zulum emphasized that the situation has worsened, jeopardizing both the state and the larger northeast region. He urged for enhanced efforts, including the use of technological warfare, to combat the insurgents. The Shiro of Borno also spoke, pointing out that several areas, including Guzamala, Marte, Abadam, and parts of Mobar, remain under Boko Haram control, with no civil authority in place. The traditional leaders called for the reconstruction of key roads in the region to improve accessibility. The security meeting concluded with plans for further discussions, with updates to be shared later. Follow for more. April 8, 2025.